So this question comes from James. Hi, Eli. This is James. If you decide to answer this question on your channel, can you please say it's from James and also omit any city when you read it out loud? Well, all right. I'm a 24-year-old or 25-year-old Aspie and currently live in South Dakota. My city has a population of 70,000 and little in the way of IT jobs. I'm considering getting my associate's degree in computers at a vocational tech school. My friend who has an associate's degree from the same school can't find work in the area of IT. So if I got it, I would more than likely move to someplace like Denver, Colorado, or a bigger city. I live on SSI, which gives me $721 a month, and food stamps and other government benefits. So money is tight. I am working with vocational rehabilitation to either find a job or go to a vocational tech school. I do have my GED, but I guess what I'm asking you is if I got that associate's degree 2 years down the road, would the IT world even need me, or would it have changed enough to not need a system network admin? I'm also wondering, would moving to a bigger city help me find work easier? I understand there's no cut and dried answer, but I appreciate your opinion. So there's a few interesting questions here. Now, the one thing that I will point out that this guy says is he says that he's looking to go to this one particular college, school, whatever. His buddy graduated from that school and his buddy can't find a job. This should be a warning sign. This should be a big flashing warning sign. If you know somebody who has gone through the program and they can't find a job, you should probably be a little scared of the program. This is a massive problem within the IT industry. Is what a lot of these colleges, universities, vocational programs have found out is that people are willing to pay a lot of money to go to IT programs. And so essentially they start selling IT programs without actually giving people the skills that are required to in fact get jobs, right? I mean, again, the reason I hate modern... I know I sound melodramatic sometimes when I talk about teachers' unions and private universities and all that kind of stuff, but it's really not. To the core of my being, I hate modern education. Modern education nowadays is more about the dean or the CEO of a program being able to get a new yacht than it is about you getting a job. They have bastardized the entire academic system. I really do. Like, in the bottom of my heart, I think modern education and the entire modern education system is worse for the United States than Al-Qaeda is. I believe Al-Qaeda is a pansy compared to the modern education system, because they're promising you the world, they're ripping the money out of your bank account, and then when you go out in the world and find out nobody gives a damn about the piece of paper you have, they then make it seem as if it is your fault, when in reality you went into this program in order to find a job, and basically they essentially more or less sold you a bill of goods. So what I would say is in bright flashing warning sign about the particular program in your area is if your buddy went through it and they can't find a job, I would be very, 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 very scared to go to that program. So I would say think twice about going through the program. I tell you guys, if you are looking to go through an IT program, go through here in the United States, they're called public universities or public colleges. They're the ones that are quasi-run by the government. So private colleges in the United States are the ones that are run by corporations, and public ones are run by the government, more or less by the government. I know in some countries it's vice versa. So basically, go to a public college or university, go to a real one. So, Community College of South Dakota, or Community College of wherever the hell you are, University of South Dakota, College of South Dakota, whatever the hell. Make sure it is a public institution, because public institutions, by and large, are a lot better than a lot of their private counterparts. The reason is because the private counterparts, private universities and colleges and vocational programs they are profit centers. They are there to make profit. That is the point of them. And so risking your future to an institution that is devoted to making profit, I would argue, is a bit scary. The public universities and colleges are not great by any stretch of the imagination, but they're not quite as scary, I would argue, as the private one. So I would say go to a public program, and then again, what I always argue is you should go for an associate's degree that's transferable to a 4-year university. So you go through the 2-year program, and then it has an explicitly allows you to transfer to a 4-year college. This is important because sometimes you'll go through an associate's degree program, you'll do your 60 credit hours, then when you go to a university, the university decides that they'll decide to pick and choose which of the classes they'll accept. Well, we'll accept this English class, but not that English class. We'll accept this math class, but not that math class. So you do 60 credit hours, and then you find out that they only accept 45. That means you now have to spend yet another semester at university. That costs money, that costs time, all the rest of that. Like here in Maryland, we have transfer programs, and if you go through a community college associate's degree program that is explicitly listed as a transfer degree program, when you transfer to a university, all your credit hours go with you. They have to accept the entire degree. All 60 credit hours they have to accept in one block. They can't pick and choose which ones they don't. So I would say go to a public community college to start with, and then go for the bachelor's degree program and go from there. The next question is, the question with this is, if you do go through an associate's degree program 2 years down the road, would you even be needed in the IT world? What this comes down to is what you're getting taught in these programs. You know, I see some of these programs that are still talking about hubs and Windows NT 4.0 or 2000 and all that kind of stuff. If you go through a good program, yes, more or less you will be needed. The IT the IT career field is not going to disappear. It's not going to disappear. It's not the same world it was. Again, it's not what it was 15 years ago. So if you go through your degree program, if you get experience while you're going through the degree program, again, take internships, take volunteerships, work at nonprofits, fix everybody's computer you can find, you should come out and you should be decently marketable when you do come out. I would argue, though, that you should be learning programming. You should be learning Python. You should be learning Ruby. You should be learning PHP, that kind of stuff. The scripting languages, you know, Puppet, Chef, all of these kind of new things is really where the money and the jobs are going to be. So I would say do focus, or at least learn all this programming stuff. I call it programmatic administration, where basically you create programs or scripts, and that is what fires off things like virtual machines and all that kind of stuff. The more you can program, the more valuable you will be. But overall, if you do go through a decent degree program, yes, in 2 years, you will still be needed. The next question, I'm also wondering, moving to bigger cities, will it be easier to find work? Yes, of course. Duh, right? And this is one of the big things I tell you guys. You have to realize where you are in your career, right? You know, when you have 20 years experience, when you're me, like me, and not being whatever, but like with me, where I am in my career, I could literally go to anywhere in the world. I can go to anywhere in the world with a high-speed internet connection and make a lot of money, and it doesn't really matter. The reason is because I am at that experience level. I am at that quality. Anywhere I go, I would be a valuable asset. What you have to realize is where you are in the world. And you have to realize you will, if you take the steps that are required, you will advance. When you are 40, you will be a very impressive person if you do the steps. But one of the things you have to realize is when you're young and when you're new, you have to go to the places where the jobs are, right? I mean, that is just a fact. If you are in a 70,000 person city and there are no jobs, the fact of the matter is there are no jobs. So if you go to a larger city, Denver, San Francisco, Chicago, something like that, the fact of the matter is that there are jobs there. You go there, you get yourself into one of those jobs, you work your way up the ladder, you start your own thing, and then in 15 years you can go back to that city of 70,000 people and you will be all impressive and cool. You can come back there and create your own tech company or do whatever else. Again, so much in business, so much in life is frankly a numbers game. If you go to an area that has 10 million people, so New York City has like 10 million people, the fact of the matter is there are more jobs and there are more opportunities there than if you go to a place with 70,000 people. You know, if If you go to Denver, there's going to be more opportunities. The lifeblood of our careers, our profession, is opportunities. The more you do, the more you will get to do. The more you have done, the more you will get paid. Again, if you're in a place with 70,000 people and you get a help desk job and you sit there for 10 years, you're going to have an entirely different career than somebody who goes to a big city, gets a help desk job for 6 months, then goes over to desktop support, then goes over to sysadmin, and then moves up the ladder. Within 5 years, it really is true. And that's what I try to get through your guys' heads is within our field. In 5 years, you can either go from $30,000 a year to $40,000 a year, or the same person with the same intelligence, just doing things a little differently, that can go from $30,000 a year to $150,000 a year. Truly. But it's all dependent upon the decisions you make and what you're willing to do and what certifications and all that kind of stuff. And so all that, the big thing is opportunity. And yes, bigger cities are going to have more opportunity. Again, if I was young, if I was kind of sort of doing what I'm doing now and I didn't have a wife, and I didn't have a house, and I didn't have corgis, I would be in San Francisco. I don't like San Francisco. Don't get me wrong. I actually do not like. I've been to San Francisco a lot over my career. I do not like San Francisco, but if I was doing this kind of thing, and I was younger and didn't have house and all that, I would be in San Francisco. Why? That's where the technology is. If I get paid to talk about technology and all the technology is in San Francisco, then I would go to San Francisco. Again, thankfully, where I'm at in my career, I can sit here in Baltimore and do what I want to do. But that is the thing a lot of you guys don't think about enough is, I would say for the first 5 years of your career, you're just gonna need to do whatever the hell it is you need to do. Just realize you are a noob. Just realize you are basically worthless on the scheme of the technology world. And so just go in there and do whatever is required to get the experience, and just work your way up the ranks. Yeah, that would be my bet for you. But be careful of that college program. Whatever that vocational tech school your buddy went to, I would probably stay the hell away from it. Go to public here in the United States. Go to public institutions. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that would be my advice for you.